This is Janet calling in from Kangaroo Scrotum, who says that she does need God. And I want to see what she has to say about all this. Janet, you're on the line with Forrest and Seth. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Really nice to talk to you, Forrest. My daughter introduced me to the line because of you.
Fuck you, Seth.
So she's a huge fan. So I've been watching you for a while. She loves science.
Oh, I'm so
She
sorry.
And you have been teaching me about science.
I'm sorry you've had to put up with my crap.
No, I actually love it. And I was a little bit sad because usually when I'm in the queue, I can hear the callers and listen to the conversations. But tonight there was some spooky piano music. So I've been listening to piano music for a while. So I have no clue how your calls have been going. If you've yelled at anybody, I don't know.
Light and love and joy and bliss and confetti and Yanni music.
I'm sure.
The last 30 minutes have been really orgasmic, really. So yes, the bar is set very high, Janet. So go ahead. What's on your mind tonight?
I don't know what happened with the piano music. I'm not in charge of that, but I'll yell at the people who are.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's okay. I didn't mean to be a complainer. It was just different, and so I was like, I have no idea if they're going to.
What would you like to speak about today, Janet?
Hello, Seth. I would like to speak about the subject. Hi. The subject at hand. Well, the subject that was on the screen, which was, do I need God? That was what was on my screen. So that's what I told the call screener.
Hell yeah.
And okay, so obviously I'm a theist. So it is ingrained in me. And I know a little bit about your history, Forrest. So I know that you were able to grow up outside of the world of like being totally indoctrinated. But I know that Seth did. So like I grew up totally indoctrinated in religion. So it is literally, I feel at this point, a part of me to need God. Like thinking that I don't need God would, for me, like that thought is so intimidating and scary because my life up to age 51, I've had somebody telling me every day you need God. So my initial answer to that is yes. Now, the problem that I'm facing in my life right now, which is what I like to talk to atheists about because I cannot talk to Christians about this, is I'm having a lot of trouble with the God that everybody has told me about, especially it's gotten really bad with the Trump administration, because I think prior to that, I lived in a world where everybody just kind of, looked happy, went to church, yada, yada. It was just kind of routine. But as we have seen Trump come into office, I have seen some of these people that indoctrinated me, that I grew up with as spiritual mentors, that I had up on pedestals. I have seen them glorify a man who is the complete antithesis of Christ. So for me, that is a real problem. Like that's really a problem in my brain to try to sort out. And you grow up being told one thing for 50 years, and then I'm just watching everybody do the opposite. And I don't understand it. I don't need a God. So when you say, do I need God? I don't need their God. I feel bad even saying that. That's just not what I want. I feel like the rug was pulled out from under me. I feel like I was a grown up, told all this stuff, and somebody's just yanked the rug out from under me. And I'm going, who is this God that all of you told me about? And you're salivating at the mouth over genocide in Gaza and over immigrants being kicked out of our country, and over, I am completely at a loss over this Epstein stuff. Like, I just can't even imagine how I'm going to handle that if I start hearing Christians justify that. I don't even know. I'm probably going to go out of my mind.
He won't release the list
I'm
because
at
he's
the
on the
point.
list for sure.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear that. It was a little muffled.
I didn't realize you were still. I said he won't release the list because he's on the list.
I know that's
Janet,
exactly true. Well, there's
I was
something going on.
doing an interview, and I'm going to release it in a few weeks, with a Christian. Her name is April LaJoy. She wrote a book called Star Spangled Jesus. She's very much in opposition to a lot of what you have been in opposition to. She's alarmed, right? So she's a God believer and a Christian, but she's like, we were talking about it. She's like, you remember back years ago, Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, right? She said, my parents and my pastors were like, we need moral people in the White House. This can't stand. This is the degradation of the entire system. This is a referendum on the sin of humankind. And so there's all this pearl clutching going on. And she's like, and then those same people, twice elected, convicted sexual and self-professed sexual predator. And she's like, it exposed something that she was like, how could this happen? Who are these people? And she saw them in a new light. And it sounds like that's exactly what is happening to you right now.
Exactly. I don't even know what to do with it. Like, it's untenable. It is something I don't want to be identified with. And so, this is really difficult for people who have, as a lot of your listeners and a lot of you guys know, this is really a difficult thing to have to grapple with. Your whole life is built around this. And when you start questioning at this level, and probably like her, like I just look around and I see this and I think, who are these people? Yeah, am I the crazy
Janet, one? Is what I'm hearing is, and I want you to tell me if I'm close. Is it that if you feel that they were hypocrites on issue X, might they also have been wrong or hypocrites on issue Y? In other words, the people that told you God is real, God is true, God is a fact, and they did so much that it became baked in to who you were, into your identity. And those same people are being exposed as being factually and morally wrong on this level. Are you afraid now? Are you thinking maybe what if they were factually and morally wrong on the God question, and what are the implications for me?
Yeah, that's exactly right. As I was out there listening to the piano music, I was thinking and kind of writing notes about what was floating into my head. And what you're saying is exactly right. I start thinking, my gosh, if they're wrong at this level, what else were they wrong about? And it's not that go ahead.
No, pardon me. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please finish your thought, and then I have something for you.
Oh, it's not that I don't believe in God. Like, I'm not there. I understand how people get there. I'm not there. It's just, I don't believe, something's not right. And I don't understand what it is.
So you said you do have children, right?
I do, yes.
Okay. And did you raise them to be religious, or at least introduce your religion to them?
I did introduce my religion to them, and they're all grown adults. And my oldest daughter, who she's the one that introduced me to the line and everything, she actually falls more towards atheism. Like, we have really great discussions. Like, she's on her own journey, and I support that, and she is working her own stuff out. And so we have really great discussions. My middle child basically doesn't want anything to do with it. And my youngest daughter, she kind of is more open. But so I'm really proud of myself in that my 3 children are all free thinkers, and I support that. And, I didn't have that freedom. Yeah. So I try to give them that freedom.
But you recognize that.
I guess what I want to know.
You recognize that you were never given a choice. You never got to do your own thinking. And I think recognizing that is huge, because now
that's precisely what I'm driving
at. Forgive me, Forrest. Yeah, you're right.
You're fine.
He and I are of a hive mind And so anyway, we split decades ago. We literally split. So
Yeah.
we actually go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I will sit over here and watch
Well,
you.
you're fine. Just what I was gonna bring up is that you, as a mother, understand what it's like to teach children something that is very important to you, as your religion is very important to you. You said at the beginning it is ingrained in you that you need God, and so coming from that place of the pre-Reagan Christianity, right? Or I should say the pre-Bill Clinton, Christianity, where like it is all this morality and everything that is in such stark contrast to the MAGA movement that you see today. Can you imagine then how your parents would have seen it and what they would have taught you as you shared this with your children? Like Seth saying, you didn't have the choice, but like, can you now put yourself in their shoes for a second and think, okay, so what are we going to teach our daughter now? What are we going to teach young Janet about God? And how would that affect you growing up? And I think when you see this evolution that's happened just in your lifetime and see this stark difference, I think maybe that, at least in my mind, would help to start to see the seams a little bit. You start to see the kind of light appearing between the stitches where this is just the cultural preference. This isn't something that's actually true. And in their mind, in order to keep you on the straight and narrow that they believed in at that time, they would then teach you, you need this. And just as you then taught your children to be good free thinkers, because that is your moral absolute, that is your cultural preference, that is important for you to seek out the truth as you see fit. And now we have this generation where the moral absolute is do what Trump says. And so, like, I wonder if that helps you to kind of maybe get to that point in your deconstruction where you're seeing that this is all a game. This is all just something that is the cultural preferences of a generation being passed on to their children. And it just so happens that when it was passed on to you, it also had that caveat that God is the ultimate authority that you need in your life. And maybe that's something that you can, it's ingrained in you, but girl, you can ungrain it. You can get there. I promise you.
Well, I've had to uningrain a lot of stuff over the last, 20 years. My journey has been a slow one. I'm a little bit of a late bloomer, but I move forward a little bit. So yeah, there's a lot of things I have already uningrained, but I just continue to go, you got to uningrain more and more. And, it's not a safe place to do that in church. I can't talk about these kind of doubts, to anybody in the church, because then they freak out. But
so I guess my question to you then is, you say you've uningrained all these things and you're breaking down all this stuff in the last piece here. Yeah, some things, but like this piece that you're hung up on now is this need for God. And so my question to you is, obviously that's going to be some hard work to deconstruct that part. But my question to you is, not have you tried deconstructing it, but have you tried simply not like it, when you say I need God, have you tried for a second, just put God here and he's going to sit right there for a second. He's right there when you need to go pick him up again. If you find you need him, he's right there. No problem. You know exactly where you left him, right? You're not going to lose him. And just go about a day and just kind of notice, I just went shopping today and God wasn't involved. And I did my taxes and God wasn't involved. And I called into this dumbass YouTube show and I didn't feel God was necessary in that moment either. And all throughout my day, these are the individual pieces that I didn't need God for. So maybe this one thing that I feel I do need God for, now I can isolate and target that and see if that's really an issue.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because I had somebody ask me something similar to that.
That person sounds handsome.
Yeah, very, very. Mm-hmm. So it's something that's an interesting thought, and it's so ingrained in me that could I do it? I don't know.
Could you?
And I'm just being honest with you at this stage in my life. I'm like, could I do that?
Well,
I don't know.
I may.
But I know for sure that who they sold me, I don't want. That's right. I know that.
I think we have to resist this idea that you have to take the whole journey in an evening, right? I mean, it's almost like when someone has never been introduced to the ocean and they're like, well, I'm scared. I don't know. It's not unknown territory. I'm not sure what to do. And so what you do is it's almost like, oh God, what do they call it? Psychologists have a name for it, where you one day you sit on
the therapy that you do just a little bit at a time until you get
just a little bit. Right. You're sitting 20 feet from the beach and then 10 feet, and then you put a toe in, and then you go up to your ankle, and then
therapy.
You can then move in and out and in and out. And I think what you want to do is approach many of the ideas that have made you uncomfortable. We have to understand why they make you uncomfortable whenever possible. And we know that that's been branded onto you by family and culture. And you already know that, which is a huge step, right? But I think the things that we're not sure about, what does that world look like? I think you can approach it one step at a time, and then you can retreat. You are in control for the entire time. But I really want to encourage you to take that journey, because step on in, the water is warm. The world beyond the narrow gate that they have sort of built, the fence they built around you, it's scary and it's confusing, and it doesn't have a pat easy answer, and it doesn't fit on a bumper sticker, and you can't sum it up with a Jesus fish. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like religion works, but it is amazing and much more satisfying. It's not eternal. You don't get up with a mansion. You don't get a snow cone at the end of the journey. Gods don't pat you on the head and say, well done, and then you get to go off and live in a storybook. But you are tethered to something much more amazing, which is the natural world, and you're living your life, an authentic life, on your terms, seeking truth. So take a step. Step in, step out, back and forth. Take your time. Do it on your terms. But, make it a goal. Put it on your line item. Today, I will myself to introduce me to X, or to try Y, or to do this or that. Just see how it works out. You might decide you like what you see and hear, okay?
Well, I can tell you that I do like the empathy and the compassion and the care for others that I see expressed through the community of atheists or non-believers that I have been around. Like, I don't really know if people really know, and I tell them how much more empathetic and kind and compassionate non-Christians are than most of the Christians are in my life. And I think that is, I don't know. I think in my own weird way, like, I just thank you guys for that.
Well, you're very kind. Now, Forrest is a little sketch. Really, Forrest will unfairly edit you. He may take this interview into his little lair, and he may make you say things that you were never intended to say. So I doubt his morals, Janet.
I'll make you sound smarter, Janet. That's what I did for Seth. I made him more honest, is what I did.
I would appreciate that. If you can do that, you have my full permission. You have my consent to make me sound smarter. For sure.
That's I have helped others in the past. That's the whole thing. No, Janet, seriously, I think, honestly, from everything I've heard from you, I think you're on the right track. And honestly, as much as I would love to have you call in someday and be like, hey, you know what? Guess what, guys? I'm an atheist. Let's go get tequila. I would love that call. But I think you're a good person regardless. And so I think that whatever's working for you, and whatever steps you're taking, and whatever you need to do to get there, is going to be awesome. And if you end up with a belief in this God that we are so, recalcitrant towards, then, we can call and talk about that. We can have that conversation whenever we want to. But I think the most important thing to worry about right now is just that I think you're doing good. And I think you don't need to be doubting yourself or worrying about who you are or where you are or what you are or anything like that. You're good. And I think the universe around you is now something you can explore on your own terms and not be. I encourage you to put away any fear, self-doubt, or worry or anything like that. I think you're doing just fine. And I would love to be helpful in any way that I can along the way, and hope you call us back and give us updates on this journey. And if there's anything specific that we can help with, if you're like, yo, I don't know about this, I don't know if Jesus was really this guy, let us call and let us shit talk Jesus for you for a while. We're down. We're there for it.
Hey, I will. And Forrest, I know that you're going to be in Wichita at the Oasis in October.
Yes.
My daughter and I will be there.
Hell yeah.
So
I hope you enjoy the talk.
I
It's been
look forward. Well,
I'm doing a talk there that I've been touring with for the past year or so, and it's usually okay. So I think you'll enjoy it.
Well,
Seth's seen it like 1,000 times.
Thoroughly looking forward to it. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your encouragement and just understanding and being compassionate and listening, even though I'm on the other side. I really appreciate talking to you guys every time I call in.
Thank you, Janet.
I appreciate you, Janet, seriously. And like I said, we are always going to be here for you. You don't have to drop your theism to be our friend. We care about you and we want to hear from you more. So call us back sometime, okay?
Yeah, that's sweet. Very kind. Okay, well, you guys have a great night. Now I'm going to go back and listen to the rest of the show.
Hell yeah. Take care. Good luck. Have fun with that first call. It's a doozy.
Yeah. The speech that Forrest is giving is okay, undersells it. I've seen him give it. Did you give it in Orlando at Free Flow? I saw you give it at another event. I think maybe I don't know.
You saw the first time I did it at Baja Con when the computer kept dying and I couldn't get through the whole damn thing without restarting.
Stood the whole audience came to its feet, and I think what people are hungry for now, and I think it's the vibe of what both of us are bringing to the presentation at Baja Con this year, and you're probably going to bring to Wichita again, is I think people want to be not just, they don't want you to blow smoke at them, but I think they want to learn something and also feel moments of real inspiration. And this is a despair culture. Right now, I wake up in the morning, damage report. How awful is it going to be? It's just, it's just horrifying. And then you begin to despair for everything and everyone. And maybe we deserve the killer asteroid. Maybe we deserve the zombie apocalypse. And maybe there's nothing redeemable left. And why bother? And there is a desire, I think, for people to be reminded that there is much good, and also to be given many of the tools that they need to be able to propel themselves forward to promote the good. And Forrest's speech, the one he's bringing to Wichita, I know for sure, does that. And that's why people literally leapt to their feet when it was over, because they had learned things, but they had also felt something about the things they were thinking about, and they were hungry for those feelings, and they just felt like, hey, he spoke to me in the moment. And so, Janet, if you go see this speech in Wichita, I have a feeling you're going to be part of a big standing ovation because people are responding to the material. And how's that for selling your event there, Forrest Valkai? You are welcome.
At least no one's going to be dramatically disappointed when they get there and they expect all that.
Amazing. It is amazing. I do a lot of this, and you are born to do this. You were amazing.
Yeah, it's
good stuff.
It's so good. And Forrest knows that anything less than what Seth has promised would be an insult to his audience and to the craft as an entirety. And therefore, he will never bring anything less than the absolute perfection you deserve. Hey,
don't forget to fill out those comment cards at the end of Forrest's speech, everyone.
Hey, come on, man. We gotta promote that clip we all just watched.
Well, I'd rather not shill.
Okay, well, Daddy has a $2,000 a month red oak habit, and I am your production god, and you will shill when I tell you to shill. Dance for me, baby.
Go, God damn it. Why did my life come to this? Go to patreon.com/call-the-line and donate. God damn it.
This is what happens when we let live chatters write our scripts.